You're probably wondering why I dressed my character like this. Well, the answer is I didn't. It's one of many interesting glitches in the game now, and still happening after update 1.13, which is what we're going to talk about today. My thoughts regarding the game post-title update 113, which was just over a week ago. Now, real quickly, let us go over the things that were resolved or fixed, hopefully. First off, they fixed the daily challenge reset issue that a lot of us were having. They didn't compensate us. They didn't get us back up to 28 days at the very minimum. I know this because they gave me that typical Rockstar support response. And then they're like, oh, we're very sorry, but the issue's been fixed. And then they closed the ticket. Okay, thanks. Next was fix the bounty hunter missions not paying correct awards. Now, I would like to believe that at the very least, they reimbursed everybody that didn't get that money. But once again, same thing with the daily challenges. I'm sure we probably didn't get reimbursed on that either. But hey, the bounty hunting missions have been fixed when it comes to paying out awards. Hooray! Next is various stability fixes to the game. And finally, various localization text fixes. So that was what was in the support ticket, the support newswire, about a week ago when it comes to title update 1.13. But there's still obviously problems with the game. Now, this isn't necessarily a rant video. It's just thoughts. Just thoughts. That way, I don't get accused of complaining, you know? Because, you know how people get. I mean, I can't rant about a game anymore. I can't complain. No, I can't. We live in a time where everyone has to be happy about something. Even if you actually do generally enjoy the game like I do, oh, you can't say anything negative about it because you're going to have some people randomly appear on YouTube accusing you of whining and complaining. I'm just pointing out the things I have issue with. I've also pointed out the things I love about the game. But, okay. So let's talk about our thoughts. By the way, feel free and chime in below in the comment section of your thoughts, your views, and opinions regarding the state of Red Dead Online post update 1.13. Okay, before I was interrupted by robocall once again. Why do I have a cell phone anymore? I don't know. But anyways, this update, this title update 1.13 is the second patch that has come out after the Frontier Pursuits update. I believe that was 1.11. Then we had a 1.12 title patch update. Then, of course, 1.13. I don't know. Maybe Rockstar's working on a 1.14 to fix some of the persisting problems that the game faces. So let's talk about that. Now, disconnects seem to be going down. There's a lot less disconnects, but they're still happening, unfortunately. And there's even issues with the game crashing. When people are playing the game, you get the blue screen of death or on the PS4, or the game just simply closes the window on the Xbox. So disconnects, game crashes, still happening in Red Dead Online. Granted, I guess not as bad as it used to be, so that's a positive. There have been plenty of times in the game whenever I have noticed that animals are not spawning in. Now, there are plenty of times when the animals are spawning into the game, but there's also times when I'll roam around and I'll look, I'm like, where are the animals at? Where's the deer? Where's the alligators? Where's the birds? So that seems to be a problem that persists, and usually that's an easy solution. You simply just jump lobbies. You go from one lobby to the next, and that's resolved, hopefully. And it could also have to do with a lot of people playing the game and doing a lot of hunting now, and maybe that means less animals are spawning on the map. That's another issue that people have overall complained about, is how some of them feel like there's less animals overall on the map. And maybe it's tied into the respawn rate, the fact that so many of them are being hunted. Now, as you can tell, there's animals down there, so there's some pronghorns. So yeah, I mean, I do see animals, and I can see the argument that some are making that there appears to be less animals, but there still seems to be some animals. And it could also depend on the time of day or whether it's the weekend and how many people are playing, how many people are hunting in the same lobby as you are, or overall on the servers in general. And maybe that's a big reason why whenever there's a daily for like squirrels or coyotes or something else, you don't see as many because of the fact that everybody else is looking for turtles or looking for coyotes or looking for bears or foxes or wolves or toads or squirrels. And there's just not as many responding because so many are being hunted to achieve the daily challenge. I don't think it's a conspiracy. I mean, I hope not. I hope there's not this shadow, like, what is it called? Shadow spawn or some issue? I don't know. But that's what some people believe. I kind of entertain the idea, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just because there's only a certain number of each animal spawning into the game at a time. And when they're being hunted by players, it means there's going to be considerably less. That's just my working theory. The other issue that a lot of people are having, and including myself, Fat Chinese Gaming, plenty of others within the community, is the camp issue. So I tested this a moment ago. Let's see if it works. So let's just have it spawn here in Cholla Springs. All right, so this is the problem that a lot of people are having right now. It says the camp is being pitched. You see it kind of glitching there in the management menu, and it's not going to work. Now, people try several things to make it work by easy way outing or respawning their character, by jumping lobbies, as well as even closing app and restarting the game in order to get the camp to work. Now, the issue here is that without the camp, this prevents a lot of the people that like the trader role from actually achieving the trader role, which means you're not able to take carcasses or pelts or body parts to Crips to donate so that he can get to work building up your inventory of goods so you can hopefully sell it or do a resupply. There are times where it will close and I will have this issue where the camp's working fine, and then after a resupply or after a local or long distance sell, then Crips will pitch the camp and I can't get it to come back up. I will once again try to respawn, and then I'll jump lobbies, and sometimes I simply give up and close that. By the way, I had just jumped into this lobby, into this game, before I started recording, and this is exactly how it was. Now, I bought the Garwood outfit because obviously I like the Garwood hat. That's not the Garwood hat. Let me get the Garwood hat for you. There we go. So I like the Garwood hat. I don't really care for the outfit overall. I do kind of like the Garwood poncho. And at first it started spawning on one of my outfits and it looked kind of cool. And I was happy about it. I'm like, yeah, sweet, awesome. A clothing glitch. But then it started spawning on all my clothing outfits whether I wanted it to or not. And then this crap started happening. Like, it would like take away my coat, my shirt, and my boots. And these weren't even the same pair of pants I was wearing. So obviously another issue in the game, you know, this clothing glitch. I don't know if it's happening with other clothing items when it comes to the trader or bounty hunter, but it seems to be apparent with the Garwood outfit. Like I said, most of the Garwood outfit I don't really care for, but I do like the poncho and I do like the hat. I kind of wish that string part of the hat wasn't there. It's not really necessary, but anyways. So that's an issue I have noticed, as well as some horse glitching going on. Now, during one of my live streams a few weeks ago, we were doing bounties, and it was with my Turkmen, and I had one of the masks on. I think it's like the ram mask, the ram skull mask. And most of my Turkmen was disappearing. It was funny as hell, but at the same time, it was kind of weird, kind of crazy. Like, most of the body, except for the head, was gone. Except for the saddle, except for the horse lantern, except for the mask. Now, I don't know if it's a combination of things, along with doing the bounties that caused it to happen. But during that live stream, I went into the stable numerous times in order to try and fix it. But alas, it kept doing it. And it's the only time that it's happened so far. So maybe it's tied to the ram skull mask, because I have done a few bounties since then. The other issue I've noticed regarding a horse glitch is the tail disappears. And you'll end up with like a piggy tail. At first I thought it was just regarding the new horses. Like, for example, the horse I call the Foxtrotter Mark II, the collector horse, because I can't pronounce it correctly, are the Breton. I don't have the trader horse. It could be also happening with the trader horse. But I did notice that it's also happening with the regular Foxtrotter as well. And it doesn't matter if it's on PS4 or Xbox One. I'm still getting this, like, piggy tail underneath the regular tail of the horse. And it's just really weird. It's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's weird. I know it's not a big deal. And it's easily fixed by just going to the stable. You go in the stable, you exit the stable, and the piggy tail's been replaced by whatever tail length you happen to have for your horse. It's not really a big deal, but it's just several issues that I have noticed in the game since update 1.13. Now, the good news is about the game now is that there are a lot more ways to make money, and I do applaud Rockstar for giving us the 3 new roles, the collector, bounty hunter, trader. It would be nice if we could actually do the trader more with the camp pitch issue, and several of you in Discord have mentioned that it must be a cloud issue, a server issue, which may not be on Rockstar's end, so maybe they're working with their server provider in order to fix that problem. But I know a lot of people are having that issue, and I have pretty good internet. I have high-speed internet. It's lined. It's not Wi-Fi. I do have Wi-Fi, but whenever I'm streaming, most of the time it's old-fashioned hardline, for the best performance possible. So I don't know what's causing it. And by the way, I also have tested it Wi-Fi as well, because I'm on the PS4 right now, and right now it's hardwired in. But at the moment, my Xbox One is Wi-Fi, and the same thing happens. So it doesn't really matter if it's Wi-Fi or hardlined. It still occurs with the camp pitch issue that a lot of people are having. So hopefully Rockstar is probably very much aware of it and working with their server provider in order to fix the problem. And why Rockstar doesn't have dedicated servers is beyond me. I mean, they're a fairly large developer, one of the largest and most successful in the world. And you think after the success of Grand Theft Auto Online, how much money Rockstar and Take-Two have made, that Rockstar would have gotten themselves some dedicated servers, or at the very least, started a new studio or a new department under Rockstar, which was in charge of their dedicated servers. You think that's something that they would have entertained. Maybe it's too expensive for them. I don't know. But for whatever rhyme or reason, we don't have dedicated servers, and I have to wonder if we ever will have dedicated servers for Grand Theft Auto Online, Red Dead Online, or any other future online Rockstar game. But like I said, to Rockstar's credit, there's 3 new roles in the game. Well, not as new because it's been a few weeks. And they're adding the legendary bounties, which are fun every new week for 10 weeks. A new legendary bounty to tackle. And plenty of new ways to rank up, as well as earn money, as well as some gold, XP. But it does make me a little concerned, just a little. And I hate to be like this. The pessimist in me, even though I try to be optimistic, believing that the game's heading in the right direction, that Rockstar is hopefully fixing these issues that the game still has, and that with each update, the game will get better and better. It's way better than it was at launch with the beta. So it's always important to look back at how far the game has come already since the beta. A long ways. The game was a hot mess back then. For those of you that weren't playing Red Dead Online during the beta period, it was. But the fact that we're able to make so much money right now, they increased the lootable items. We can make a pretty good amount of money collecting as well as trading. And if you really grind the bounty hunting missions, especially the other stuff, like the legendary bounties, you can do quite well. You find dig sites all over the place for collecting. Plus, if you have the metal detector, that helps as well. So you can take all the stuff that you collect as a collector to Madame Nazar, and you can make some pretty good money. Overall, I mean, there are times when I've just been roaming around just collecting things, just doing what I do because I like looting in the game. And this is definitely taking looting to the next level. And I take it to Madame Nazar, and I easily end up adding several $100s to my bank account without even really trying. And I know a lot of people have made pretty good money grinding the trader job whenever the camp's actually working properly. And I'm still wondering if if it's really worth it in the long run, especially with the camp issue at the moment. Because I made a lot of my money, as I've mentioned, doing hunting and fishing in the game. You know, doing a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing, because I like hunting and fishing. And just taking my fish and taking my carcasses, pelts, other animal parts to the butchers. That's how I was able to amass a pretty decent amount of money before the Frontier Pursuits came out. But a lot of people are making pretty good money doing the trader roles, the collecting role, and even the bounty role once they get high enough in rank and they're going in with a posse, going after the big hard bounties, especially when it's like 4 posse, 6 enemies or something like that. But recently they added the new role event called the Condor Egg. And for those of you that don't know, it's a brand new role a few days ago. And you have a chance at finding a Condor Egg. There's only one Condor Egg per event. Now, I think there's other eggs too that you can grab. But the one that everybody's obviously after is the Condor Egg. Now, the Condor Egg at Madame Nazar, if you get it, if you're one of the lucky few to find the Condor Egg during that role event, it will fetch you at Madame Nazar's $1,000. Now that is surprising to me. I would have expected maybe $50, maybe $100 for an egg. But $1,000? That's crazy. That's very generous, Rockstar. Very generous. Now, I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. But with all the ways for us to make even more money now, it really has to make you wonder, like, when is the balance coming? When is the other shoe, the other boot going to drop? What I mean is, when is more expensive things coming to the game? Case in point, with Grand Theft Auto Online, up until the Heist update, things were not too terribly expensive. But after the Heist update came out, and that was a new way for us to make money, as well as achieving the Criminal Mastermind Challenge, which got you $10 million, plus all the other bonus money as well. Starting with Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 and then Part 2, items in the game that started being put out in future updates were considerably more expensive, and that's been the case going forward. So I have to wonder, are we going to start seeing that later on in the drip? Because we are experiencing kind of like a fall Dripocalypse 2019 going on in Red Dead Online. Right now they're just stripping out the legendary bounties, some hats, as well as a Hunter Hatchet a few days ago. The Hunter Hatchet, only $5. But it does make you wonder, like, what else do they have planned on dripping out, like, throughout October? Because I'm sure they got a few things planned. I'd like to believe it anyways. And even past this drip to the next update, what's coming next? What do they have in mind? Like, a lot of people really want properties. A lot of people really want newer, better horses. And we got to wonder, like, how much is all that going to cost us? Especially for more stable space and other things that they intend to add on the game in the future. So it does make you a little concerned about the direction the game's going, but I guess for right now, with the exception of the issues we just talked about, things are overall okay in Red Dead Online. Hopefully Rockstar is aware of the problems that we are facing. The bugs, issues, glitches, some of them silly, ridiculous. Others a little bit more serious and concerning, like the disconnects still happening, the game crashes, as well as the camp not pitching properly. That's something that Rockstar needs to be addressing. They need to be working on. If it's a server problem, they need to work with a server provider and get that taken care of ASAP. Because that's something a lot of people are obviously not happy about, myself included. And if you're focusing on the trader role, it's difficult to do the trader role and bring in items to donate to crypts in order to eventually sell if he doesn't have a camp. If you don't have your camp and it's continuing to be pitched, and no matter how many times you try, you know, whether you move around the map and it still doesn't work, from down here in Gaptooth to all the way over in Roanoke Ridge to Lemoyne, the Bayou, Scarlet Meadows, or the Heartlands, or up in Ambarino and the Grizzlies, is still not working, then it's just probably making players that want to focus on grinding the trader role a little upset, a little angry, understandably. I've seen it in the comment section. So hopefully Rockstar's working on that. But I guess as of right now, while we still can make pretty good money, my advice to all you out there playing Red Dead Online, enjoying one or all three of the new roles, make as much money as you can. Because it's only a matter of time before Rockstar starts increasing the cost for future content.